Hello, hi, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a first impression slash short little review of Bungou Stray Dogs. Bungou, Stray Dogs! Yeah, I'm going to be doing that, so yeah, let's get started. Okay, so my first impression of this show so far is that I like it so far. I think it's funny. I think it's interesting. I think I'm going to enjoy it. I don't know if it was this show or not, but I thought I was seeing a lot of mixed reviews on it and not a lot of people thought it was as good as they thought it was going to be. And I don't know, I like it so far. This and Cabaneri were like my top two that I was most excited for this season. And I don't know, the first episode didn't disappoint me that much. So far, I really like the characters. Osamu, love him, beautiful human being, but also like really cute and really also funny. And I don't know, I just really enjoy his character. He's like clever and intelligent and also funny, and then also just really silly and beautiful, of course. But I like him. Sushi, I'm gonna call him Sushi. He's like a precious little baby, oh my gosh. And the whole time he didn't even know why he was kicked out of the orphanage. And I'm excited to see what's going on with him, which I'll talk more about in the review part of this video. But yeah, and then the other guy that we meet, blonde-haired dude, Doppel, is that his name? Yeah, he's like the dad of the group. I think he's gonna be like the dad of the group, so that's funny. I like that. I really like the show so far. It's funny, but it shows that it can be serious. And then I'm also very interested to see how the mystery and like supernatural genres like flow together, because that's always an interesting combo. And I'm also just very interested to see the different powers, because you guys know how I love those specialized powers for the different powers for each person. I always love seeing that, because I love seeing how the different power like complements their personality and like how it goes with the person so well or not well in some situations. But yeah, I like this episode so far. I don't really see any like major flaws in it that like I don't really like, but it was a good first episode, a good starter episode. We'll see what happens from here, but yeah, I like it. So in this episode we meet Atsushi and we find out that he's been kicked out of orphanage and he's like chilling on the side of the road and he's like, I'm gonna die. And then all of a sudden Osamu like is literally like floating by upside down. And it turns out that he was trying to kill himself, and Atsushi had saved him, and he's like, well, great, you ruined my plan. But then he finds out that he's hungry, and then they go to dinner together, and then there they meet Doppo, and they have like this whole little chat, and we find out they're part of a special detective agency, and the people within it have like supernatural powers or something. I forget what it's actually called, but we find out that Doppo and Osamu are part of that agency, and obviously, while Atsushi is assuming that they have special powers along with that. And then they find out that they've been working on this case where they're trying to locate this tiger that's been appearing and wreaking havoc and causing trouble and whatnot. And it turns out that Atsushi had seen that tiger. Well, he hasn't seen it, but he's like, it's been following me ever since the orphanage. It totally trashed the orphanage and now it's after me and it's been following me. And then they're like, whoa! That comes in handy. And Osamu was like, hey, well, you're gonna help us out. And then that's what happens. And then Osamu ends up bringing Atsushi to this like abandoned warehouse, right? At this point, I'm like, Atsushi is definitely the tiger. Like as soon as like he had that reaction to Doppo talking about the tiger, I'm like, it's gonna be him. Like, this is totally predictable. It's gonna be him. And like I was totally okay with it, that it was totally predictable, because whatever, like still cool. I wanted to see how that was gonna all work out. But like, since that moment, I was like, this is like, there has to be some like weird tie to him. Like, why would this tiger randomly start following him around? And then we find out that, yep, he's the tiger. At midnight, I guess, he like transforms into the tiger. And then we find out Osamu's power is, I forgot what it's called, but just by his touch, he's able to nullify any other power. So by touching Atsushi, it turned him back into a human. And then we find out that the orphanage probably knew about this power, and that's why they sent him out. But Atsushi has no knowledge of this power whatsoever, so he's like, why did they send me out? And the orphanage obviously didn't tell him. At the end, we find out that Osamu had called in reinforcements, and I guess it's just the rest of his little group of special detective people, like his little group, and we get to kind of meet them. Oh, yeah, we actually do meet them. It's kind of like, it's weird because it's kind of like Kekkai Sensen, which I just did a podcast about, the Shoujo-cast with Anime Intensity and Bryn's fandom, so go check that out. I'll link it down below. But yeah, it kind of reminded me of that because like with the block like lettering kind of on the side of the screen saying like what their power is, like who their name is. So yeah, we met them in the sense like we got that little introduction, but we haven't actually met them. But anyways, main point is Osamu decides that Atsushi is now going to be a part of the little group, and he tells them that. And Atsushi does not seem very impressed with this idea. And then we also see that one of his hands hadn't transformed yet, so that was pretty much the proof that he needed to see to be like to believe that he was actually the tiger. But that's pretty much the end of the episode. Overall, it was a good starter episode. I'm okay with the episode. I don't know, I like this first episode. It was a nice little intro into Atsushi actually like discovering his power and discovering he has a power, and then a nice little intro into their little group. Of course, it'll be expanded on, I'm assuming, in the next episode. But I don't know, this episode seemed fine to me. It was a good starter episode. Like, nothing, like, insanely amazing happened. Like, we got to... Oh, the tiger transformation was really cool, though. I really like that transformation. And I do really like the animation style of this anime. So, I have high hopes. Oh, ho, ho! And that end song. Oh! I love that end song. And, like, animation with the song was just... beautiful. I loved it. Oh my gosh, maybe that's why I like the episode so much, but like really like the end song, and I'm excited to see like the extent to each person's powers. You know, I love the powers, like the specialized powers, but I'm wondering if he could like transform specific parts of his bodies, like one arm into a giant claw, like my head, my two legs, like I don't know. That'd be cool. But yeah, I don't know, this episode seemed fine for me. So I'm excited to see the rest of this show. And yeah. So yeah, that's the end of my first impression / review. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because that really means a lot. And yeah, definitely comment if you like the show too, and if you're going to be watching it, because I want to know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I make a bunch of videos a week, and bye!